an opportunity to do so. But again, like you guys said, they haven't shown that Raid as a whole is working on the global server yet. So until we see that, I can't say that it's the right decision to either. It feels like we asked them to come out with Raid and they pushed it out too fast. It's odd to say that because we've been waiting for it for such a long time, and now that they're trying to push it out, it's kind of feeling like it's being squished through the channels, and we haven't had any actual space to do so. There's only, I believe, one world still. They need to add more potatoes to their servers, increase the space, so everybody can have good, happy, fun raid times. Because if you ask me, I was in the beta for Raid. Honestly, everything was working fine, but at the same time, you guys have to realize there weren't as many people on the Raid beta servers. And I kept saying that, Gumi works fine, but you gotta check out for when you add a lot of other players in, because that's the beginning of Raid. When Raid beta started, there were these issues where you killed the boss, had to wait like 30 minutes, 20 minutes for it to clear, and that was really, I believe, because of server lag, because so many people were trying it at the same time. Then they had to patch that, and it seems like the issue isn't going away. So until they fix that out, I'd agree. RC4 and 5, if they plan to push it out soon, is a little too soon. They should focus on making sure it works. So this is more of a question that I'm concerned about. It's the release of Metal Rush. For those of you who don't know what Metal Rush is, it's basically when you fight this sort of raid boss that gives you a ton of medals. And tons of medals equals tons of free stuff. However, the issue with implementing this is, while it's really good for all the players, in my opinion, and really focuses, their build on a sort of poison-heavy team for Raid, at the same time, that would also equate to literally everybody being on the Raid server at the same time. So I'm not even sure if that's in the picture, and if they were to implement it, how would things work out? So if you had the choice to go into Metal Rush, would you take it? Would you take the medals, even though it would probably cause you a lot of headache?
Basically, yes. I remember doing Metal Rush in Japan, and set up a team that could auto battle it. Took some time, so I could pure spam it, but it's like, oh, well, just spend some time let it gun, or let it auto battle, put the phone to the side, work it up, and stuff worked. Got quite a lot of medals. The thing is, what somewhat did a lot in Japan was the fact that they gave us 100 medals 2 times in a row or something like that. So you basically had a lot of medals already without doing the Metal Rush itself, and then you could add medals on top of that. And from what I remember from Japan, it was kind of easy. A lot of people used the poison because that boss somewhat worked with poison, as you could take a lot of damage from that. But I never tried it. I just used auto battle, BB spam, full SPB every turn, and just give it some time, and it worked. And of course, I will do it in global. As I mentioned before, I still need imps, and Metal Rush is probably the best thing to get imps, because your Metal have more or less the highest chance to get imps from all the stuff you have to get those, like Super Honor Summons. They are more for crystals, and you only get a few imps, while Metals has way higher chances. So yeah, I will definitely do it just to get some imps to take care of some 7-stars.
What about you, Sunik? Would you be spamming that if you already had experience Raid and it was working, and then they suddenly released Metal Rush?
I think I might even gem on it, because the slots help you get so many things, mainly for the crystals, because I hate doing Medal Parade because it's just I'll do one battle and then forget until there's like a minute left. So I would spam it until my finger wouldn't work anymore.
Alright, so it seems like if we had some sort of like I'm not sure how Global will do this, but I can definitely see it being since it's a rush, like if they opened it for like one day and this happened like once every 2 weeks or something, would you gem like whenever they release it, you would just go in and be like, alright, I have like 10 gems, let's do this. And that's like your entire day just raiding for medals. I could even see them, if I was to be Gloomy and do a medal rush, I would do it differently. I would reward double the amount of medals that JP does, and basically make it an incentive to make you want to gem that way, because free stuff is better than, it's more of a guarantee. And if they wanted to increase, you know, gem spending, I'm pretty sure that's probably one of the best ways to do it.
If they like focus on using it to get gems, I would say it's important as well to do it on a day where a lot of people got time to do it. So like put it on Saturdays or Sundays. So like for some stuff, Frontier Hunter, that usually starts and ends during the week. And at least where I live, it usually ends at 7 a.m. So I'm not going to do stuff for it, but like a lot of people, it's still Thursdays evening. Yeah, that's probably not the best place to put a finish or something. Like when you do eBay stuff, people usually recommend let it run out on a Sunday at 8 p.m. because that's when most people are watching, and they should use that for Medal Rush as well. Put it on a Saturday-Sunday schedule, so people actually like, yeah, it's Saturday morning, I got nothing to do. Oh, it's Medal Rush, I could spend some gems. I got the time. I'm not just got home from work, not really into doing stuff. So they should put it up so that people actually got time to do it as well. That would probably increase the gem use quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's something that remains to be seen, and honestly, I'm not quite sure if they're even thinking about bringing that in yet. But you know what they did bring in? The new 7 stars rare summon. So before we start our 7-star review on each of these units, I just like to tell you guys a little bit about how the mechanics for the new 7 stars work, especially if you don't know. So the 7 stars, like all other units, have leader skills. In addition to that, they have something called an extra skill, which gets unlocked after you reach SBB 10. This also activates their ultimate Brave Burst, which is tied to the overdrive bar. The overdrive bar is filled by attacking and using your BBs, as well as killing enemies and finishing like stages. So you can only activate once every like really long time. So your ultimate Brave Burst has to be useful and productive for you to actually use it, in my opinion. The extra skills apply to each unit regardless of their position as leader or a subunit. The extra skill only affects the unit itself, and it does stack with other leader skills. So, moving on to the 7 stars, I believe the first we have up is indeed Alpha. So we have Brimstone Emperor Alpha. For me, the noticeable aspects of this unit are it's really high. Like when I looked at this unit, I was quite surprised to see it's a really high base HP. It's already reaching 7k. And 7k for a 7-star unit, I looked at the other 7-star units, it was quite high. So I know there's a lot of animal lovers out there. You know, this unit is definitely the unit for you. as well as for Arena. That's what I'm getting told. 80% attack buff to all your team, and his extra skill is an 80% attack boost as well. So looking at Alpha, Sunique, what do you think about this unit?
I think Alpha is the must-have for those higher up arena people such as yourself. His 80% just pure damage boost for a leader skill is extremely useful for those, but I don't see him being usable in any other content, because I feel like the converting HP to attack is kind of just, it's a no-no. But I would rate him probably a B+ or maybe an A overall.
Yeah, the conversion of 10% HP to attack, I believe, is he doesn't actually turn his HP, doesn't drain it. It just takes the amount, and whatever it's at gets converted into attack damage.
Oh.
So it doesn't actually, he's not gonna die when you use his SVB.
Okay, that changes the entire thing. Then he's useful now. Never mind.
Well, he does have 18 hit SVB AoE, and I said his role is primarily in damage output. I believe that every rare summon unit pull, as well as free, and even trial units, exclusive units, and whatnot, they all have their role. And looking at this unit, I can really see where it's really just all about that damage. So this unit, I think, is more for the Breaker fans out there. Get a Breaker Alpha, get an insanely high attack. I believe it's already close to pushing 3k. These stats that are on the screen are lowered as well. And Doc, what do you think about, if you have an Alpha, is he really the Alpha? Or is he just like a beta?
Well, for me, he's personally the worst unit of this batch. Basically, as you mentioned, he's a damage unit. Damage is a nice thing. Obviously, we all want to do a lot of damage, and it's useful in Arena, but there's still a lot of stuff you can do in Arena anyway. And when I think about 7 stars, especially these first 7 stars, I want something special. I want them to be cool, to get into the team and be something really important to your team. Well, he's just damage. And basically, I'm seeing him reminding me a lot about Priscilla, where people are like, yeah, we want her because she's cool looking, but in our squad, yeah, she's just a filler unit. We will bring her along if you need a lot of damage, and we don't need any other units that provide huge buffs. We'll just put in Priscilla, she'll do damage, it's alright. And that's what he's as well. He's, okay, we got a slot left, we will put him a unit to do a lot of damage, okay, we take Alpha for that. And he fulfills this slot, he fulfills it really good, but it's nothing I would get a 7-star for yet. It's like 7 stars, that should be like an awesome leader that keeps your team alive, or like Magris adds in the ultimate mitigation, that's really good. Or Fever for the even higher spark potentials and BB drop potentials you get. While Alpha, he's just damage. And in my opinion, just damage is not worth a 7-star. Even though it's still 7-star stats, a lot of stuff you can do with it, so I would still rate him a B. He was still usable and could fill in probably every squad just for the damage possibilities. And I would definitely give him as a favorite type of breaker, because if you do damage right. But overall, I think he's not really worth getting, because they're just 7-star units that add more into your squad than just damage.
Yeah. Bringing back what Sunique said about his use in Arena, I think that's really where this unit shines. Personally, I don't think that any unit in this batch can really be overlooked. Alpha seems to be the premier attack damage leader. no restrictions on it. So possibility that I had prior to this rare summon was a mono alpha team in arena, and just see how much damage that could do, because a leader skill of 80